Hello and welcome everyone to the Friday, September 23rd edition of the Contributor Comms meeting. A reminder, we are part of Kubernetes, part of CNCF, and we have a code of conduct, which basically says to be respectful of your fellow attendees and speakers and generally be excellent to each other. I keep forgetting, so I'm not going to forget today. If there are new folks on the call who would like, I was thinking about this before I got on the call today. If there are new folks on the call who would like to introduce themselves and tell us a little bit about why you're here and what you're looking to get out of being in the group or anything like that, you are welcome to do so now, totally optional.
I don't know if I'm considered new, but I'm new to this meeting.
New to this meeting.
I was just talking to Chris, and Chris was like, I'm going to go run this meeting. I was like, all right, cool. See you there. That's all.
No, Caslin runs it. I just participate.
Or I'm going to go be in this meeting. Yeah. Yeah, Caslin, you do seem to be running it. I completely missed that. I also, but I have that's how little I know. I don't know why I'm here, but nice to see you.
Welcome. For context for everyone, I used to work with Jesse at Oracle. So
oh, nice.
And now Chris works at with Jesse at Amazon, right? Yeah.
As it should be.
As it is. Anyone else? Alrighty, well, we'll hop into it. To give you a little bit more context, so we start this meeting. We are part of the Contributor Experience Special Interest Group, and this group focuses on all sorts of aspects of communications for and by contributors. So we have a Twitter account at Kate's Contributors that we post information about the contributor community on. For example, I'm helping with election comms and contributor summit comms right now. And those go on to that Twitter account. It's not always someone from our team that leads those comms, though I guess these days it kind of is. But it doesn't have to be. Someone else could lead it and ask us to help with the Twitter stuff. We also do blogs. We have a SIG Spotlight blog series that we try to kind of keep going, where we interview co-chairs of special interest groups and put out those blogs. We help with release comms a bit with tweeting about release information, like when code freeze is coming up and the feature blogs and all that kind of stuff. So there's all sorts of stuff we do, and we'll get into it as we go. Alrighty, so starting with our notes. I don't see any updates and big wins. I know I have not been very focused this week. I've had lots of work stuff to do. But has anyone caught anything in particular, updates and big wins related? All right.
I was at a conference, so.
That's true, so. Yeah. But you still put in something for new items. I think that was you, right?
Did I?
Or no, was it someone else?
I read them, so.
Okay, perfect. You all joined around the same time. I was like, someone is putting in new items. That makes more sense. So Imran, would you like to tell us about this new item?
Yeah, so I just thought, could we just add some kind of a banner or something in our Kate's dev site, like saying that this is in the dev site, saying that this contributor summit is happening. I saw this example in Spinnaker. So I thought maybe it could be also relevant for us. So let me give you.
I think there's a way to do that in Doxy.
I think
have like a banner, short
exactly.
code kind of thing.
Yeah, I think I saw we need to I just want to ask, so you can check out here. Of course, they're just promoting that for KubeCon. They have a Spinnaker summit, but we could do something. I think they use a similar, the tech stack is similar to what they have. So you could have exactly the same banner. So I'm not sure if it's too late to this, but maybe an idea to have it.
I don't think it's too late until we hit October or something.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, we'll have people sign up the day of, right? Like it's happened before.
Yeah.
I think it's a cool idea. Yeah. I have no idea how to do it.
I hate the fact that I'm the Hugo expert here.
Sorry about that.
It's okay. Let me see if we have the short code. Otherwise, I'll have to be like, yeah.
I think I checked their website. Maybe I can also I can just pass on the information, but I need maybe more time to actually technically find them. But at least I figured out they have in their markdown, they have written how to add this banner info or something like that. In Spinnaker.io, I think something like that.
I mean, Bob would know immediately.
Yeah, sure.
Like if we even have this capability. I'm not seeing it in our like header partial. So maybe it's someplace else, maybe. Let's see.
Is that something that we could add if we don't have it?
It could be if the CSS supports it, which you know how that goes.
So send the
Oh yes, good call, Avinash. We'll get to that in a minute.
I think they do.
That's cool. Okay, yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I just sent the GitHub docu for the Spinnaker. They have some pictures about how to add this banner stuff, news banner. Maybe you can just look around that and maybe
homepage. Yeah. Homepage front matter page parameters.
It's a promo banner on homepage.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think they have exactly the same stuff, so maybe you can just use.
Yeah, it's definitely Hugo. These like news banner, news text, and news links, we just have to create the things in Hugo to, have them be there and available. So it might require some theme modifications, which I don't know we necessarily want to carry patches for that. We'll see. I know we've done it before, though. I feel like we've done this before on the IO or the dev site. I can't remember which, though.
I think it's an interesting suggestion, though, whether we can do it this time or not.
Yeah, right.
Like that's the thing. I'm not
worth looking into. Cool. So with that, I'll move back into updates and big wins. Thank you so much, Avinash, for pointing out this thing. I did see it come through, and I need to look into it. I guess we can find that. Does someone have that link, actually? They posted a link in the Slack. I guess I can find that real quick.
It's in the Twitter Together fork that we have.
It's also in ContribEx somewhere. Thank you. Yeah, so I haven't said it aloud yet. It was on the screen, but Twitter Together has a new version release that they told us about in SIG ContribEx. And so what does this include? Threading support, reply support, retweet support.
Wow.
What?
That's amazing.
What? Huh.
Okay.
Interesting.
And media attachment, that's super cool. Media alt text support. Wow. Oh, that's a to-do. Sorry.
Oh no. Yeah. I don't see our scheduling issue mentioned here. I thought he mentioned that in the
basic parsing for all front matter requested in the issue validation. Threading. Yeah.
There it is. Front matter support was what he was saying. I don't know what that means.
So front matter is typically like the stuff, the metadata before the content. I didn't realize they had a like front matter functionality. Oh, yeah. Well, they added it. So that's the only add in this release, according to the release page. Interesting.
Alrighty. Well,
advanced tweeting.
Yeah. So our GitHub bot is now a little bit better, but it still doesn't have scheduling, so Buffer is still probably better for us.
I mean, we can update this and see if it fixes maybe the validate issue or anything like that, but
yeah, that's
I'm
true.
also not clear on how to manage front matter.
Also not clear on how to manage our implementation of the Twitter bot to update it.
I think we just have to use maybe there is this GitHub action command. I don't know. We have to change the version perhaps.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it's
Probably,
just like, pull the latest code or the latest
just
GitHub
that's it,
action.
yeah.
And
Yeah,
we'll have the
change
features, but it's more like I'm more interested in, did they fix the validation
yeah.
thing?
Yeah.
And I'm
Do
trying
we
to
want
see.
to turn that into a action item? Someone want to take that on to update our Twitter together?
Yeah, maybe we can. I mean, I can write an issue, and I can also take care of it. Yeah.
The validate functionality has been fixed.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm looking at the code changes right now. Validate options. Weighted length is turned to 0. Throw new error only if it exceeds 280 characters. So that's definitely more options than I had before. And then, oh no, there's more. Hang on.
Interesting.
Yeah. Okay.
But
they're even handling like errors, like you can't attach media to a retweet. You can't attach media to a poll. Okay, cool. Like this is probably worth upgrading and testing.
Yeah, I'll upgrade them. So I'll also contact. Yeah, I think I'll upgrade and see what happens.
Yeah,
awesome.
I'm all for
it doesn't go well.
Cool.
Yeah, regardless, you can always back out, right? Like just make sure you have a old copy laying around just in case.
Much appreciated, Imran. I'll add that to our table after the call. Cool. So any other updates, big wins, or new items before we move into our table of active action items?
Actually, my timeline is quite not okay, so I'm not able to recall if the meeting was this week or before that. But Imran and Rajula had a call about the sharing knowledge things.
Yeah, we discussed that last week.
Oh yeah, that's why.
I figured someone might want to take on this Twitter together update because of that. So good call out. Glad that Rajula is doing some knowledge sharing and getting folks more up to date on the more technical components of our group. Cool.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Maybe we discuss about this later as well. We want to also this markdown has to go in somewhere. I actually reviewed this week as well while I was preparing for for my tech lead description role book. I had some pieces I took from the description what Rajula's note is written down. So maybe we need to paste the document. But maybe we can discuss that later. Yeah. We have items to discuss. We already started. Yeah.
It's relevant though.
Definitely.
Yeah, but we'll get to that. Cool. Alrighty. So let's move into the table. The long table. All right, here we go. And hello. I mentioned I was going to invite my teammate as well. So you missed the part where we were doing introductions, but if you would like to say hello and a little bit about why you're here today, you're welcome to do so.
Hello. My name is Mofi. Some familiar faces. I have met some folks in different things. So my name is Mofi. I am in the same team as Kaslin is, and I asked Kaslin if I could join some of these things, if there's something I could help with the contributor SIG or any other Kubernetes open source things, and she was gracious enough to let me join this one. Sorry I'm a little bit late because I saw the link and I was like, should I join this today? And she said yes, and by the time all this messages happened, time had passed. But I'm here.
All good. That's how it goes.
Yeah. So yeah, I think showing up is half the battle. So I did half of those, and the rest is actually doing some work, which I am hoping to do someday. So thanks for having me.
We'll get you going. All right. And let's start with table stuff. Hina has been out and busy and traveling and doing all kinds of things lately, so she hasn't been around lately. but her still open item is automatically adding a comment that tags the comms team when the comms team label is applied. This, of course, is all in service of making sure that we actually see GitHub issues and PRs that need our attention. So that one's kind of on hold, but if anyone wants to help her with that,
Yeah.
I guess we talked about that before. Atarva, you were interested in helping with that.
Yesterday
updates?
I think yesterday, am I audible?
Yes, you are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yesterday we had the GitHub administration meeting, but due to some time commitments or something like that, many people were not able to join the meeting. So Bob and I had a discussion around it. So it looks like it will need a PROW job. So I'm looking into it, and I'll update what is to be done soon.
A PROW job. That's an exciting
Yeah,
new field
so-
for us.
They're not that hard. Well, I say that. It's me. They're not that hard.
You were going to say something else?
But just I don't have any previous idea of what went into discussion. I might not be present at that meeting at the time this was all discussed with Hina. So can you just brief me about, or just tell me if I'm right or wrong? Okay. So we are trying to, so whenever on a GitHub issue, contributor comms, area
Or
contributor
PR.
comms label is applied,
Or PR.
then the on a PR. Okay.
Or
So
PR. Both issues and
Issue or
PRs.
issues
PR,
and PR.
yeah.
Okay. So at that time, the contributor teams should get noticed about this issue or PR. That's
Yes.
only, right?
Yep, that's the goal.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So what we've done so far is we created the contributor comms team in GitHub. Good first step. And then Hina added an @ to us. She mentioned us in the template for creating an issue. But people could delete that when they create an issue, or if people create a PR without an issue, then we won't get notified about it. So this was trying to address that gap of if people were to delete that, or if they were to just submit a PR that tagged us, but then didn't actually alert us. We want to make sure that we're getting alerted about all the things we need to see. Make sense?
Sure. Yeah. It totally makes sense. Just give me a week or so, because I'm kind of looking into how the pro job works. I think release team has the same mechanism, I guess.
Cool.
Whenever someone is tagged, I'm not sure. I'll look into it, but yeah, I'm working on this.
Awesome. And that'll be a great component of technical knowledge that I don't think anyone else, well, it sounds like Chris has done it before, but
Yeah,
it'll
it was
be a good
while
addition
ago.
to the team.
I mean, it's documented, right? Like it's one of those things where I can hey, just do this. If you have any problems, let me know, kind of thing.
Awesome. So it should be a good thing to learn.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for taking that on, Atarva. Much appreciated. Cool. So we'll move on to the next thing. Any other questions, comments about that project? Cool. This thing, there was a PR about this. And Federico, I think you're on, right, from your phone?
I am.
We
sorry
are
for the background noise. Yes.
Oh, all good. We're at the squash thing. If you can't see it, I don't know if you can.
Yeah. No, I know. I noticed it when you said this thing. So
This thing.
it was that one. So it continues. We had more comments.
Lovely.
Which now cover let's say a more abstract and fundamental critique of the article itself. So what I did was to address all the comments that were obvious from the comments in the previous PR. The latest comment is more, so it doesn't address those parts. It's essentially says that even so, the actual purpose of the article is not clear. Anyway, I won't spend much time on it in this call. I will tackle this in one way or another. I've sent an initial approach to Chris as well. Let's sit on it and see how to get up. Why am I saying this? Because addressing the comments now point towards a fundamental change in how the actual article is written. So I would need to add additional introduction, etc. So that would be more of a fundamental change than just covering the blind spots that were detected before.
Okay. This has turned into such a thing. So context, we were going to do like a contributor tip about doing squashes of commits. But Chris had created an article about it on his own blog, and then we decided we wanted something on the kates.dev blog. And so this is the kates.dev blog that you're working on now, Federico, right?
Yep, exactly that.
Perfect.
Did not think it would be this hard.
No, but anyway, I don't want to misrepresent the situation. It's clear in the PR comments, so you do go there to have the latest feedback. I will address the comments in the best way that I can, but I will likely address this with both of you in Slack. Okay.
Sounds good. That would be perfect. You know how hard it is for us to keep track of things. So that would be helpful for me. Awesome. Cool.
Hey, sorry for just tilling the moment. I just have a doubt about these owners files. So which exactly group are we looking at to build the proc command to apply the label for? Which people should get tagged? So I've sent two links now. So both of them have their own personal owners file, but aren't they overlapping, or
they should? So one is for like the Slack teams. The other is for like our GitHub team. Does that make sense? So like we have that alias in Slack. The one in SIG ContribEx, the teams.yaml file, that's what controls that. The other one is controlling who does what in our organization, aka contributor comms. Does that make sense?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, I know it's confusing. So like when we do, like if I do what is it at contrib for upstream marketing. Okay, so it's at contributor-comms in Slack. Who gets those alerts is determined by the teams.yaml file starting on line 51. Yeah.
Okay.
Like that controls the alerting in Slack. So we just need to make sure that list is up to date. And then Prowl will send comms to that group in Slack. So we'll need to get some kind of webhook or something to that effect going to call out that alias.
So we are building this feature for the Slack people, for our contributor comms Slack people.
Right. Like it's the ideal state is issue gets created under contributor comms. It gets tagged or labeled as such. And then boom, the Slack alert comes into that group.
Okay. Yeah.
Make sense?
Makes sense.
Yeah, totally.
Cool.
Now
Let
I
me know
got
if you
the
have
clear
questions.
idea.
I know it's super confusing when we get
Mm.
into the owners and teams and SIGs, YAMLs. So yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
I'll just leave it at that.
So work with
Thanks.
Chris on that. We can help
Yeah,
guide you.
sure. I'll just ping him whenever.
Yeah, feel free.
Perfect. I thought we also created a GitHub team for this too, didn't we?
Yeah, I think that's what the owners and marketing team is.
Okay. Well,
Was that not it?
this one?
No, not that one. The other one you linked. The marketing, this one. Here. Ta-da.
Marketing team owners.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And we've updated that recently, it looks like. Recently-ish.
Not recently enough.
Yeah, exactly.
That
So,
needs to be updated. That's a
yeah.
to-do list item.
Yeah,
Let's throw
who
this
should be
on
on
the
this
list.
that's a pretty easy PR, right? Like you just gotta match GitHub names to people. That's all.
Update owners file. I also need to bring that other action item up. Cool. So does anyone want to take on creating a PR to update the owners file here? How do we want to do that actually also?
I guess like we need to have a list of people that should be on it, maybe.
Yeah. So we do need to decide what that should be now.
I mean, are we being reductive or are we being additive? Or are we being both?
We should decide who the reviewers, approvers, and approvers of this should be.
Okay.
Also, while doing this thing, we need to update the sig.yaml file as well.
Good
Yes. This is part
note.
of the SIG.yaml update process. Ugh. I hate messing with that thing.
Yeah.
That's well.
We'll get to that later.
it's better now than it was, but and I mean, when I say that, I mean it's better than this year than it was last year, kind of thing, right? Like they make it better, but it's still a big gnarly thing you have to kind of understand.
Cool. So maybe let's discuss this and come back to it.
Yeah.
Gotta get through the rest of the table for now. Yeah. We can discuss that more later. Okay. So let's move into roles, which there are two really important updates to talk about. So Imran is first in the list. So let's talk about Imran's first.
Yeah, so I made a PR as well. So this week. So maybe I can also post it in the Slack. So if anyone is now so interested, just send it up here. So just search for the PR.
Yes, we need to update that link here because we've got the HackMD.
I got the HackMD and the PR both. So this PR has the HackMD as well. But I'm inside it. So I mean, the detailed view is actually the HackMD.
Alrighty. Very cool. So let's put this link into the notes. Oop, and that just opened it again. Well, whatever, that works. Cool. So folks, another item to review. If you have a moment, please go into GitHub and review that PR, give it an LGTM. I need to give that an approval. Making my list for the day. Lovely. Cool. So this one is, by the way, the new tech lead role that we are creating. So if you're interested in that role, if you want to shadow it, if you are invested in making sure that it's an awesome role to be a part of, then definitely review that PR. Yes, thank you, Avinash. Tarva, I know you also have interest in this area, so you might want to put that on your list to review in case you're interested in it.
Sure.
Cool. All right, and then the blogging lead role from Frederica. I think there's also a GitHub PR for that. I think you put that in our Slack. I will find that. There it is.
Apologies, I need to drop. So
okay, no worries. Thanks for
the
joining
only
us.
other thing, it's my pleasure as always. The only other one is the PR about what? What is the other PR? Jesus.
Oh yes, you have it here. Update instructions for blogging PRs.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Sorry, so no need to anticipate that, but essentially when you get there, what I did was pick up what was in HackMD and replace the text that I have initially submitted with the one which is significantly more expansive and wider in scope that I had for review in HackMD for the last month or so. Okay.
Cool. Sounds good. Thank you.
Excellent. So I'm off. Have a great weekend all. Cheers.
Yes.
Take it easy.
Bye. Cool. So review, we are trying to create a blogging lead role. This is a concept we came up with a few weeks ago where we'll have someone who is in charge of managing collaboration with the blog subproject, making sure that our general blog tasks for our group are getting assigned and completed, and working with folks who need help with creating blogs. And Federico has been doing a lot of work in this blogging space. So he has 2 PRs open that need review and need approval. This one probably just needs approval at this point, the lead role, or the other one, because the other one has been in review for a while. But so he recently created a overview of what that role should look like in line with our other role work. So if you are interested in blogging work and want to check out that role, that is here. Definitely take a look at what we're defining as that role and give it your LGTM or add any comments that you have. It's been through several rounds of review already. Oh no, again, that's the other one. So he did have it in the HackMD for a while though. So it has been through a few reviews there. But if you haven't reviewed it yet, definitely check out the role description. And then the other one is a little bit later in the table, but said that we didn't have to, but I'm still going to mention it. Bye, Jesse. Probably too late. He's probably already gone, but but then the other one that Federico has been working on is our new updated blogging guidelines. So instructions for how to create blogs and how we interact with K8s.dev and Kubernetes.io sites to put blogs on them. He's gotten a lot of really good reviews on that. It's been through quite a bit. So he just updated that PR as well. We'll get to that a little bit later in the table. But both of these links are in our channel in Slack, so you can always find them there. Did I grab the wrong one? No, I grabbed the right one. Cool. The other one is still there. So I'll add that to the table, that link to the table once we get to it. Cool. So that is it for roles. As you all know, we have the I'll finish this events role. We never update that. Yeah. I keep meaning to talk with you about the discussion that we had here. I think we discussed it. How did I record that though? Now it's been so long that I don't remember it. But Avinash, let's connect on Slack later and make sure that you're unblocked on that.
Yep.
Yeah. Let me write that down before I forget it. Defense role. Okay, so that one is there. I think there weren't really any changes to it. Just need to update it with the discussion that we had a few weeks ago about one of the comments on that PR. Beyond that, we have the project manager role concept, which we don't really have any details for. We haven't really worked out what that could possibly look like. And Hina's been out, so skipping that. We have this approver leader role concept that came from Atarva, where I think this is going to end up being like our team meeting leader, someone who is kind of a generalist approver leader role in our group. An approver.
Need to redefine that.
Right. We still need to work on defining what this could be. So if you want to work together on Slack to do that, we could chat.
Sure. I'm not sure how we coordinate executive manager and meeting leader, but yeah, we're very sure.
And I think some of the things we'd originally talked about as potentially being part of this role are now part of the tech lead role, which I think makes sense. But I think there are still some things that aren't covered. So,
but then also the automation lead role is also a type of tech lead role. So all of them are kind of overlapping. I don't know.
Yeah, Imran's definition ended up just being a tech lead role definition. So
yes,
maybe you can review my stuff and maybe carve out some stuff which is not needed there. Then maybe you'll get some idea on how to go about this, the other role.
Yeah. So definitely take a look at that role. Might actually end up merging kind of these two roles together instead of those two. Anyway, something to still be worked out. We can discuss it on Slack. Don't want to spend too much time on it today. So contributor site role definitely getting rolled into the tech lead role, right, Imran?
Yep.
Perfect. I think that makes sense. Cool. And then we discussed the tech lead and blogging roles. We're getting these done a little bit at a time. And again, our goal in creating these is to make sure that folks in this group have opportunities for ownership and to grow your skills and to be recognized for the work that you're doing in the community. So if you are not part of being one of these roles right now, if you're interested in them, they do have shadow information in each one of these role descriptions. So if you're interested in one of them, definitely check that out. And if you see gaps, we are creating roles. So feedback always welcome. All right. So with that, we'll move on from role discussions, unless anybody else wants to say anything about roles. Okay. Cool. So next thing, contributor site, project overview page.
Yeah, so I don't have any updates on this one. I just want to ask, is there any new contributor workshop planned on the upcoming KubeCon or?
No,
not for this KubeCon.
Not for this.
I don't know if we'll do it anymore at KubeCons.
Probably
because,
not. No, it'll be self-paced from now on.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I mean, I know the YouTube stuff. What I have is like from 2019. Since past 3 years, I don't have up-to-date stuff. Yeah. Even if I see stuff, yeah, exactly. Yeah. So even if I look through some architecture and tech stuff, I actually skimmed through the stuff, but it seemed a bit outdated. I don't know how to start with this, at least even to write overall overview about it.
So yeah, the slide creation process of the stuff you're probably looking through involved like 15 people. And I don't know who those original assignees were, and they're probably like, I know Gwen was spearheading it, and she's not nearly as involved in the community as she used to be. So like, you can go to the SIGs and be like, hey, does this part of the architecture look good to y'all? Like, that might be a strategy. And if not, tell me where it's wrong and you can fix it. But like, I think Bob does there, and I think I have access to it. There is some content in the works around New Contributor Summit that might cover this. Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, because this was a whole thing in 2020, of course, when we went
Yeah.
to fully virtual stuff. They decided they didn't really want to run these at contributor summits anymore anyway, because they weren't seeing good conversion from the contributor summit, new contributor workshops to actual contribution.
We'd have 300 people show up and gain no new contributors overall.
Yeah. So there was an effort that was started in 2020 to try to create new materials that'll just be a self-paced learning course kind of thing, just available online. But it didn't really take off. The work assignments never really like took root, and the leadership of that kind of fell apart and stuff. So that effort kind of fell apart over time, and then Bob is trying to revive it in some form now. I feel like
they
I
have
heard
tech writers and stuff working on it.
Yeah, I feel like I heard something about him like getting more resources to work on it.
Okay, because I also saw this also similar issue we have in Contrib side, which asks for this new contributor stuff, and Bob wrote like we might have a new contributor course. I don't know, it's online course, or I have no idea.
Yes.
So
it is in the works.
Okay.
Tabs from other devices. I know I have this open somewhere. I had it open somewhere, but yeah, I can get it. I'll find it and get it over to you.
Yeah. So you can also ping Bob, granted.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's my next step. I want to ping Bob personally in Slack and then ask him.
Yeah.
But like, I know that he has a group working on this because I've seen the doc.
Okay. Yeah. I see. That sounds good. Okay.
Yeah. It's something that needs to be done one way or another.
Yeah. It's happening whether we like it or not. I just got to find where, like, it was named weird from some, like, technical writing org. So yeah, I got to find the weird doc name.
Okay.
Yep. Cool.
Okay, I'll catch up with Bob on this.
Sounds good. If you need help, you know where to find us. Next item, we're getting into the crunch time of our meeting. Updates on the contributor comms rename. I didn't get to work on this at all this week, which I'm very sad about. But there has been movement. Looks like all of these are either merged or closed. No, there's still two opens. That is how that works. This one, though, it did get unblocked. And you said last week that you thought it was good to go. So we just need someone with actual approval privileges to approve it. So I guess we need to poke someone. You tried poking Bob last week. Is there someone else we should try? Technically, Justin Augustus and Tim Pepper are on this. I don't know how active they are right now.
Tim. Like, you could poke Tim.
Okay. Should we do that through Slack or comment?
I would comment. Like, Tim, can you look at this? If not, could you just suggest someone else? Let's go with that.
I like that. Really need to get this in. That looks good, right? Go with that?
Yeah.
Cool. That is right. T Pepper. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we could always go look at the owner's file and figure it out. But yeah.
That's true. But I mean, he was assigned.
Right. Exactly.
It's a reasonable place to try it.
Can we trust the automation? Yes.
Can we though? It's the automation. The automation I trust. The people updating the owner's file I do not, as we have established in this meeting. Yeah. Cool. Okay. So this is on its way. We just have that one that's blocked, unblocked, that we need to finish up. The SIG.YAML update needs approval. Such a thing. SIG.YAML. Okay. Next item, SIG spotlights. Federico had one of these going on, but I don't think he had any updates. Yeah, he's making progress on the SIG architecture one. SIG security, couldn't get any responses from that. And SIG storage and SIG docs are in. Atarva, I know you had been interested in doing one of these, but you've been kind of busy. Do you still want to try to do one or focus on other things?
Yeah, I'll just focus on other things for now. The
Cool.
brow thing. So
Cool.
you can just
Yeah.
unassign me from that.
I think that'll be a great thing for you to learn. Sounds like a useful bit of knowledge for someone else in our group to have.
Yeah, probably something code related finally.
Yeah, sorry about that. But yes. So that's where Federico. So Federico is our only active SIG spotlight. So I talked about these at the beginning, a review here. If you are interested in doing a blog post where you interview the co-chairs of a special interest group within the Kubernetes project and then write a blog post about what their SIG is, what help they need, what projects they're working on, all of that kind of stuff. This is an ongoing action item that you are welcome to get involved in. Anybody want to claim a new one to work on right now? You don't have to. This is always available. Cool. So if you ever do though, that is always there. Periodically we have, I feel like it's like on a cycle. Like people will be like, yeah, I want to work on that. And we'll get a few done and then people will be busy for a little bit. We are coming up on KubeCon, so probably a good idea not to do that right this second. Next item, updates to blogging instructions. So this is the other link that Federico shared with us in our Slack channel. So I'll just update that. Oh no, we already have the correct link in here. Cool. So this is our new updated blogging guidelines. It goes over k8s.dev versus kubernetes.io, how to submit a post, editor instructions, blogger expectations and responsibilities, all kinds of useful stuff on how to create a blog post. Let me check on. So he had been creating the updates to this in a hackmd file based on the responses that he got in here. And then he just took that hackmd file and put it back in the PR an hour ago. The following test failed. So I'll chat with Federico later about this and making sure that it gets unblocked. But if you need blogging guidance, until that gets in, still a very useful spot to learn about blogs. Okay, next item. Migration from Katacoda to GitHub code spaces. There's nothing active that our group does on this. We just are keeping an eye on it. Any updates here that we should know about? Don't think so, right? Chris, you were looking for something about this week.
What? Let's see. Validate.
The Katacoda thing?
Katacoda. Yeah, that was the whole reaching out to O'Reilly thing that I put up there earlier.
Okay, gotcha.
Or I think I might have commented on it from last week's thing. So basically, we have the repo. That's it, right? Like that's all we're pretty much going to get. Unless you want me to dig further, which is like someone's going to have to go look at a backup somewhere at O'Reilly kind of thing. So
all like, good.
Yeah.
I mean, this work to move it to code spaces is just ongoing. So, right. Craig Peters was the one working on that.
Yeah, Craig is working on it, but cool. He's working with a couple folks on it, not just me.
Sounds good. Oh yeah, good idea, Avanish. Thank you. Okay, moving on. Validate command broken. Sounds like this might be fixed by the new Twitter Together update.
I have thingy.
So that's on Imran.
All right, here's the new contributor workshop. Work in progress. That doc that I will now save everywhere.
Lovely. Where was that? New contributor. Here it is. So that doc is now in our notes.
Good. It is now in my G drive as well.
Moving on. Crunch time. Last 6 minutes of the meeting.
yeah.
Right. There's this mentoring blog post. It just needed SIG docs review. There's nothing really for us to actively do on it, but we've been keeping an eye on it anyway. Looks like there was another review of this that Meha needs to check back in on. So we'll just let that be for now. Maybe I should ping at Meha. We'll just let it be though. We can come back to that some other time. Keep track of SIG docs blog sub-project process changes. So Frederico has been trying to incorporate some of this information into his blogging instructional guide thing. But any updates from Avanish or Ray on how the blog sub-project team is changing their processes for creating blogs?
A blog about the blog process change?
Yeah. Probably going to need one.
We've gone full meta now.
Process flow docs need to be updated still. Still informal. I guess
I don't think there is a update from my side.
Yes, please.
When I said I don't think I have an update from my side.
Oh. I thought you said there is an update on your side, and I'm like, yeah, please, sure. Sounds good. I think the last time Ray was on, he was telling us that they could use some help with actually updating the docs with the new process. Okay. So if anyone wants to help out the docs sub-project, there is something for you to do over there theoretically. So you'd want to go to there's a channel for the blog sub-project in Slack. So you could go there and chat with them about what they need if you want to help. Cool. Security comms guidelines. This is not actively in motion. So move on past that. And scheduling tweets for non-contributor comms members. Maybe someday we'll get that update to Twitter together, but it is not this day. I guess I should check on that PR now that he has made that update. Oh, okay, that's fine.
Wait, what happened there?
I don't know.
I think they've changed the repo thing because I don't see any issue.
Yeah.
Oh, did they? All right, then.
There's a repo now called Twitter Together, so that you can see in GitHub there's a organization with Twitter Together name.
So just take off the name after.
Yeah, the GR2M goes away.
There you go.
Okay,
yeah.
Gotcha.
And you'll probably just go
to
to
Twitter together.
It's not like there would still be that issue with the same number. So, okay.
The action repository.
I mean, there appears to only be one repo, so must be that one.
Gotta be.
Do we need to create a new issue with him?
So there's some
scheduled
ongoing
tweets
discussion. Yeah.
Here it is. Yep, and this is the same one, it looks like. So just update that link to this one.
Perfect. Maybe we should all go upvote it. I don't know.
But our other one had an update from July.
Oh. That's gonna be bad.
Well, this one though, it looks like he just like grabbed the wrong issue to move over.
Right. Like go back to the issues page. Because he's got.
There are several here. It might be one of these other ones.
Length is correct, not correctly tracked. I see that one.
I thought when you swapped something like a GitHub repository to like an organization, the issues moved with it. It doesn't?
I don't think so. I think it's like the way they do it, it's like a clean namespace. There's no real migration functionality to my knowledge.
I think this is a new GitHub feature then, because I was if you look at your GitHub and look at like feature preview, there is one called project migration.
Oh,
where you can.
Nice.
You can basically migrate something as is to a different org or different owner if you need to.
I'm gonna need that.
Also, I think right after you do it for the first few days, the links are symlink, but I think eventually it goes away because I've migrated project to orgs before where the links worked at least right after I did it. But
Well,
yeah.
I put a comment on there that it seems like it's missing the last update on that, but I'm sure that he hasn't made any progress on that anyway. So sure, it doesn't really matter. But that is it. And we are at time. So thank you everyone so much for joining us. If you need any help on your action items, you can always find us in the SIG ContribEx comms channel in Slack. So thank you so much for joining. And I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.
Yes, well,